Yo, what's up, Firebat? One step closer to Invisible Samus. No. No. Maybe someday in a randomizer, but... I think it was a couple weeks ago when I was playing with that goofy character that's just shapes. At 140. Said if I don't die using that character, then I'd try Invisible Samus in a race. And I died to Phantoon. So... totally unintentionally, too. Oh, I've got enough time for the hat. The hat doesn't take that long to fill up. It actually takes me longer to find it on this damn list of sources. Oh, hey, there it is. What do you know? Draw name. Had him recently. I like the second opinion. Pull my hat out of my hat. I do have enough hats. I could wear a hat on my hat. Go with 2. All of these are just different palettes on everything else except for the cursor, because you can't do different palettes on the cursor. I kind of wish you could. But I would want the dynamic opposite color. The Windows high contrast setting, because that's what I personally use. I feel like I've mentioned this before, but... yeah, I don't actually use the solid white cursor on my computer. Use the big goofy inverted ones. I need a T in that word. Oh yeah, I should probably checks on the data and all that. Yeah, here we go. Well, let's go ahead. Set that goal. I'm gonna get my good luck and my have fun copied and posted. I'm getting ready up. But yeah, mostly, just like I was going on about earlier, I've been having a lot of fun with that Skygerfall mod, and I would recommend it to people that are fans of Skyrim. It might be visually a little primitive in comparison to Skyrim, but at the same time, like, my favorite thing about Skygerfall is the fact that it's the main quest line of Daggerfall that's being told. Because in doing casual research. By that I mean watching YouTube videos that are incredibly long. There's the one guy that did the video on Morrowind. It was almost 8 hours long. And then the video on Oblivion that was 12 hours long. And this all started with watching a different guy's video on Daggerfall that was almost 4 hours long. Or was it almost 3? Either way. I found that I really enjoyed these super long form essays, basically, on the Elder Scrolls games. Especially, like, as I'm going to sleep. And then I wake up, like, a handful of hours later. They're still going on about the same damn game, but a completely different part of it. But from everything I've been able to piece together, pretty sure I can say that the main storyline of Daggerfall, the 2 arcs of the main storyline of Daggerfall, probably my favorite storyline in the Elder Scrolls games. Race will actually begin. 3, 2, 1, go! Now, I haven't played all the way through Oblivion, and I haven't even played Morrowind. And I have Arena, but I haven't played it. Yeah, just on paper, the main story of Daggerfall, it's just more interesting to me. It's trying to find out what happened to this lost letter from the Emperor, and also trying to find out why the former King of Daggerfall is now haunting the city. And just everything that unfolds in it. The story as it goes. Slightly more interesting to me than what was going on with the dragons in the Civil War in Skyrim. $41.07. And then I'm still kind of trying to figure out what exactly the fuck is going on in Morrowind. But it's mostly because all the characters and all the places have like some really complicated to pronounce name. Oh god, I'm using this ship. Well, fuck. Oh, using the wrong ship, .quit. Fuck, that's a handicap to me, if anything. I'm not sure if handicap is the right word to use there, but it's fine. North in Ball. Get back down into your cancel sign. I'm so immature. That sprite gets me. Just about every time. Ah. I moved forward. Hate that mini boss sometimes. Whoa. Nice. Okay. Look, get down in your ball. Nah. Get up there. Get in there. Come on. Oh, come on. Got him. Fucking got him. Give me that. Hell yeah. Yeah, when that song had like a minute left in it, I was thinking, man, this song is already looped like 3 times. Yeah, I got something for it right here. Dude, I cannot lie. Donkey Kong Land is a better game than it has any right to be, but it's still not that good of a game. It is still janky as all hell, but it is so much better than it has any right to be. I'm calling that the E-Tank hat. It's right on the tip. I don't know where else a hat would go on a cursor that would make sense. Just telling the entire planet what I think of it every time I go down an elevator. Yikes. raw, naked slogan of the road. It's gonna get us in trouble one of these nights. Get up and in. Boot on. I almost wonder what the cursor would actually look like if all of this stuff was, like, physically equipped onto the cursor. Like, he'd be wearing the high jump boot on the bottom, obviously. Other than that, it would take some thought. That's the one squid on the right with all the tentacles, challenging the one on the left with none to a round of fisticuffs. He's like, come on, buddy. I'll take you on. Got 3 tentacles right here, says I'm gonna punch your lights out. Game is just offing up super missiles at me. Speed box. The triumphant theme of Speed Booster. Congratulations, Speed Booster. You have slain the dragon and rescued the princess. The kingdom is yours. Oh, baby. Seems like I'm getting a chance to talk about NES Willow a lot lately. NES Willow is a fine video game. I wish I would have played it as a kid. There are a lot of games I wish I would have played or had on the NES as a kid. The two I'm primarily thinking of for this exercise would be Willow and Crystallis. Another NES game that I actually really want to play through at some point. Funny thing about Crystallis, maybe it's not a funny thing about Crystallis, but there's a game on Steam, at least one, that I know of, I think it's called Evil Quest, but it is like the gameplay style of Crystallis on the NES, like almost to a T. It's really just like someone was a really big fan of Crystallis and copied the mechanics of that game almost perfectly. And Evil Quest is kind of a silly game, but I enjoyed it. Very blatantly the villain of the story, and by the end you end up challenging God. Because why wouldn't you? But yeah, like, if you've ever played Crystallis on the NES, and spent any time like swinging your sword around and just wandering around killing enemies. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of unique with the way that it incorporates like charging up your magic. Oh good, Firebat actually played it. Nice. Well, at least liked it. Couldn't put words where they aren't. But yeah, it was good, silly fun. I think they made a sequel? I'm not sure. I actually haven't played that game in so long. It's back in the good old days when I still had like just a laptop. So I couldn't play any of like the big fancy games. I think I might have 100%ed the game, but not in Steam achievements. I'm not sure. Again, I'd have to go back and check, but I'd also have to go back and reinstall the game, probably. So many games like that on Steam that were just from before the era of my personal record keeping. I think I only started keeping track of what games I beat for like... I don't know. I'd have to pick up my notebook and look, and I'm a little busy attempting a speedrun. Yeah, we got OK Crabs. Take OK Crabs. Might not come back to the restaurant, but we will take the OK Crabs. No idea where foot placement is on this sprite, so I'm going to do the back act. I have no idea how far out on a ledge this cursor can stand before he falls off. That's the one big thing that I liked about the Inkling Girl sprite on the Varia randomizer site. It's because her foot placement is close enough to Samus's that a lot of my visual cues are not that far off. GF Trooper, Boy Samus, his foot placement is almost the exact same, if not the exact same, as Samus's. It's a bad angle for him to be coming in from. Especially if I'm trying to get an X Factor to hit him. Oh, we should have. Oh, yeah. Put the big boy beams. Put missiles on. And he's dead. Dang, man. See you later, Mr. Fox. Just looked over and saw that. That sucks. Ugh. Swinging your sword around community. Oh man. I missed him. I missed him. He's gonna come back and he's gonna be really mad. Oh, there he is. Oh, the comedic timing on that was just perfect to me. Out of my face, coughing. I don't give a shit about you anymore. I'm out of here. We got the giggle. We need to get some supers. Ow. Wrong spot to start shooting diagonally up. There we go. A little bit more health. Oh god, here we go. Damn it, all that. Still hit the fucking ceiling. I'm facing the wrong way. Help. The hot new game on the internet, ceiling clicker. How hard can you click your ceiling? Dude, that might have been a middle mouse button click. I don't know. Especially on my mouse. That fucking thing. Yeah, I can't even read any of the information on the bottom of this mouse anymore. It's that one Logitech mouse that everyone has. My pancakes! Fuck you, red chip. I'm out of here. I can scroll wherever I want now. Oh my god, that was a silly thought that just crossed my head. And it's the dumbest thing in the world, but... Could you imagine if there was artificial gravity on your computer desktop? Like, for your mouse. Like, it would always get dragged down to the bottom of the screen. And you had to always, like, constantly fight against that. I don't know why I thought of that. Because it's silly, I guess. It's where my brain went when I saw Gravity Cursor. Oh my god, I did it. Oh yeah, we've definitely had that thought experiment before. Oh my god. That'd be ridiculous. Just about as ridiculous as me not being able to make that damn jump. It would instantly make Super Metroid a top contender for best mouse-only video game. Oh no, it's got some stiff competition, even in my book. Mostly thinking of Tyrion 2000. Because that is my personal favorite shoot 'em up of all time. And you can set the controls in that game to be just mouse only. It also reacts really weird with any of my USB controllers. I don't understand why. But yeah, that is easily my favorite shmup. It's fortunate because it is kinda long if you want to play the whole thing. And like, at least one of the last chapters of the game, like, they just completely stop being serious. And you're like fighting disembodied face parts. You're fighting like ears and noses and shit. Dude, Donut County, I have to thank you again, Real Work, for getting me that game. That was and still continues to be just so much fun. Yeah, Donut County is a game you could... There might be a mobile version of Donut County, now that I think of it. I mean, what's stopping it from being a mobile game? Especially since I've played games exactly like that on mobile, so... like, Hole.io. But yeah. I mean, the story of Donut County is kind of cute, but yeah, I understand. Just skipping the cutscenes. Dude, I'm having so much fun playing this game, I don't care what's going on in the story. One of the things I like about Super Metroid compared to Metroid Fusion. We're putting the entire world in this here hole. Just remember, right near the end of the game, the raccoon bursting out of, like, the bad guy's headquarters and just yelling, "I didn't take the pickle." There's the coyote that was just a head poking out of a tent. First time I saw him, I about crapped myself laughing. There you go. Ugh. All ones. 0010101. Some robot knows what I just said. There's just so many satisfying moments in Donut County. So many good moments. Yo! Nice. I didn't even request this. I unironically enjoy the music from 8 Eyes. Some of the boss tracks from 8 Eyes are kinda bad. It's a little bit of a hit and miss NES soundtrack, but a lot of it is good. Another game on NES that I think I saw a lot at like the old rental store. Like the place in the grocery store where we used to rent games as well. Gone are the fucking days, man. I wanted to work in one of those places. I don't even know if they were still around by the time I was able to... Well, no, they were still... Yeah, video rental places were still around when I was a teenager, but not for long. All those people that just rented that shit and never brought it back. Then there's Kickle Cubicle. Oh my god. I think Kickle Cubicle is one of those games that's more obscure than I think it is. Like, it's one of those games that I played a lot as a kid. Either through rental or... I don't remember if we actually owned it. We might have. But yeah, cute little ice-based puzzle game. I don't know what it was about, like, Pickle Cubicle, Snow Brothers. Ended up playing a lot of games that had, like, cold themes to them when I was a kid. I don't know why. Aw, yeah. Dude, there are 5 more Monkey Island games that I have access to that I need to play. 6, actually. There was the Telltale game series. That was 5 episodes. Tales of Monkey Island. Still need to play that. I watched a long play years ago for entertainment purposes. I kind of, like, vaguely remember what's going on in the story of those games. That 5-part game. then there's the PS2 one. And that one might be the most intimidating one of all, to me. Now see, that depends. It depends on the game. There was one that he and I played through. I think it was called Little Briar Rose. And there just wasn't a whole lot of opportunity for a second opinion to be that helpful. In that game, it was kind of a straightforward puzzle game. Like the Strong Bad game, for instance. That was interesting just because, you know, I'm familiar with the characters, but not the game. He's not familiar with either. There haven't actually been too many of the point-and-click games that he and I have played through where I haven't played it first. But that just comes from me playing a handful of those LucasArts point-and-click adventure games as a kid. There was Monkey Island 2 that I ended up playing through with Pong, and I had only ever played like the first little snippet of that game. I had never really like actually gone deep into that game. So having him to help me with some of the puzzles near the end. The hip bone is connected to the leg bone, and the rib bone is connected to the head bone, and all this shit. But I mean, he and I have definitely done blind playthroughs that have ended up being just an absolute blast. I think of that one game, A Way Out. And I just remember when I initially heard about that game, A Way Out, years and years ago, probably when it first released, I was just like, that doesn't really sound that interesting. It's like, you know, you're literally just depending on the strength of your story at that point. You know, when you're controlling what the characters are doing and how they're interacting with the environment as much as that game does. And motherfucker, you better have a damn good story if that's like one of the real like intriguing parts of the game. And the story was good. I enjoyed it. Didn't expect the twist, which is always fun. I expected a twist, but not that twist. And there were definitely enough moments in it for me to poke fun at, which is, I have found that is something that I need to have in my video games. Shit. You should be dead. Oh, don't swoop. Pick me up, stupid. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a whole lot of examples of point-and-click games that I hadn't played before I played them with Ponk, but I'm pretty sure. Strong Bad series was probably a big one. I mean, it's always fun to... Oh god. It's always fun to go through a game with more than one person. Moonlit Teal. Ooh. I like the sounds of that one. Wow. Oh my god, get up there. There is still one point-and-click adventure game that I held back on. Well, there's a couple I held back on from doing them with Ponk, because one of them I'm unsure of. Unsure of my ability and knowledge in said game. And the other one doesn't really have much opportunity for other person's interaction. Like, it would have to be... Well, the other game I'm thinking of is Loom. The only way that would be interesting, maybe, is if Ponk was trying to figure out what to do in it, and then I was the one actively clicking the mouse and doing all this and that. But there's not really any puzzles in Loom. I mean, there's dyeing the sheep green. I remember as a kid that actually took me a while to figure that out. But more than anything, it took me a while to figure out how to actually get over to that field of sheep. I didn't know I was just supposed to click on a spot in the background. I remember that infuriating me as a kid. Yeah, like, Loom is a game where I wouldn't want Ponk's experience with the game to be him telling me what to do, as he's, like, trying to figure it out. I want him to play through the game. Straight up. I think anybody that has a fondness for point-and-click adventure games should play Loom at some point. I'm sounding like fucking Cobb from Monkey Island. Where's my shiny button? But Loom is just one of those classic point-and-click adventure games to me. I'll always go on about how it's so interesting that they're in this world of high fantasy and magic, but they don't call it magic. Or their version of magic, they don't call it magic, they call it weaving. Instead of spells, they're threads. And it's also musical, as well as using all the weaving terminology. And it was one of those first games that I saw as a kid where it was just like, I can't really make sense of this, but I really like it. And we stuck the fucking landing. Hell yeah. I love that jump. Shame I can't hit it every single time, but, you know. I haven't actually seen too much of the new TMNT game. I still need to play through River City Girls. That game looks like it's so much fun. Especially compared to the other multiplayer River City Ransom they tried to come out with a little while ago. Heard the multiplayer and that was god-awful. Dude, I've got this weird-ass Mandela effect thing going on with Turtles in Time. I need, like, the actual Super Nintendo version of Turtles in Time so that I can remember, like, the actual... not stage layout, but, like, the stage order. Because I swear to God, every other time, every other place I've seen Turtles in Time, as it's, like, been a pack-in game with a couple other things, the level order's always different, and, like, certain levels are just not there. I'm thinking to myself, okay, is this like the arcade version? Or what's going on? I thought this level was in this place, and it's like apparently not even fucking here. Yeah, there was some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that came out early to mid 2000s on GameCube, that if you played through the first level of the game, you would unlock a playable version of Turtles in Time. Which, you know, thought, hey, that's pretty fucking cool. I can get this game for like $5, if that. Or I could spend fucking $40 to get a cartridge of Turtles in Time. And that's if I was lucky. But yeah, I also didn't think there were different versions. But it's also possible that I'm, like, remembering the stage order wrong. And it's also something that I haven't really, like, felt was, like, that important to me to actually, like, go back and play on the ROMs that I've got of Turtles in Time. But yeah, in addition to that one TMNT GameCube game, also got, I can never remember if it's Knockout Kings or if it's Fight Night. It's the, I think it was the EA Sports boxing game on GameCube that has Super Punch-Out as a playable bonus feature. There was a time when I was looking for a lot of that kind of stuff. My favorite instance of this would have been when I got my disc of Metal Gear Solid 3. That's funny. It's like the version that I ended up with, like that special collector's edition 2-disc version of Metal Gear Solid 3. Only it didn't have the first disc. Now that's fine. The first disc is the actual MGS3, and I actually had no interest in playing that. yeah. So, since I ended up with just the second disc of MGS3 on that special edition, I ended up getting the original MSX versions of Metal Gear 1 and 2, which is what I was looking for, and then whatever other bonus features would have been on that. It was just coming around at a time when I was watching someone doing speedruns of Metal Gear 1 on the MSX version. And it actually didn't seem like that hard of a run. I was thinking about learning it back in the day. I definitely have to go back and watch to see if it's something I'd actually be interested in doing. Oh baby, 5527. Let's go. Probably not going to be a PB, but it's going to be a good looking time. That was what happens when I get even like halfway decent boss fights, and I don't fuck up navigation too much. Poke, 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 poke. Poke, 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 poke. We'll get in there. What the? Oh boy. Reminder, I have a dumb ship. Get in. Damn it. Hate the dun slash. 5739. I'll take it until I find out what I actually got. GG. And this is still while feeling like I've got an eyelash in my left eye this whole time. All the bosses were bad. All my bosses were there. That's all I've got to say. Hey, S Overflow, thanks for the GGs. Another shiny silver medal. Somebody in the race died. Also, I love that there's already late night fireworks going on. Goddamn rednecks around here just can't wait to start blowing shit up. Blowing shit up never lies. There is going to be another race later. At 11. Dear Force! Yeah, and I'm gonna watch a goofy old TV show to help pass the time between finish of this race and the start of the next one. Oh, very nice, Overflow. Good to see. Wait, for collecting items is 26%. See you next mission. Oh, go ahead and find my folder. Oh boy. Wait, no, that's not the episode we're on. Which the hell up? Aha! This one. Damn, I almost hate to cut this song off. Well, unfortunately, I don't have any popcorn that I can grab, so guess I'm just gonna get things set up over here. Looks like no intro on this one. Alright. Good a spot as any to dip out of that song. Unfortunate, I do enjoy that one. Alright, let's go ahead. Volume turned on for that. Get switched over to my other layout. And for my chat, that switched over to the other layout too. Go. Change the channel. Here we go. Let Wheels of Space.
How's the situation, Lieutenant 90?
Okay, Commander Zero. Things are pretty quiet.
How about Fireball XL5? Steve Zodiac is due home soon, isn't he?
Yes, Commander. He's standing by for XL9 to take over patrol of Sector 25.
Well, get on with the job, Lieutenant. Check XL9's position.
Sometimes he doesn't give you time to think.
What was that, Lieutenant? Have you got something to say?
No, sir. I was just thinking out loud. Space City to XL9. Come in, XL9. Space City requesting position check.
XL9 to Space City. We're on our way to Sector 25 to relieve Colonel Zodiac. We've run against a slight hitch, Lieutenant. The astroscope's not working, but the flight engineer will have it fixed pretty soon now.
Roger, XL9. Report when you have established contact with XL5. Have a good trip.
We sure intend to, Lieutenant. Over and out.
Oh, shit.
What the place is this going on? Emergency! We're under attack! Returning to Earth.
Approaching Earth, Matt. Another tour of space patrol duty nearly over.
Yes, Stephen. Do I feel tired?
Oh, guess we're all feeling the strain, Professor. Sleep in a spaceship is never so relaxing as on Earth.
Fireball XL5 to Space City. Returning to Earth now.
Receiving you loud and clear, Colonel Zodiac. But have I got a problem? XL9 has been attacked and is out of commission.
Gee, Commander Zero, what happened?
Well, a ship tried to immobilize XL9. XL9 was about to start its space patrol duty.
Don't tell me, I know. You want us to take over XL9's patrol.
Reckon the Colonel can read your mind, Commander.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
How about it, Steve?
Okay, Commander. See you in another 3 months.
Set course for the nearest space station, Matt.
We'll have to refuel.
Let me see. Yes, that'll be, Companion 12.
Companion 12? That's one of the first stations to be put into space.
Yep. Reckon it's old, all right.
Well, as long as it's got fuel, it can be 1,000,000 years old. Let's get to it. There's the space station, Venus. Gee, it sure is small.
Yes, Steve, but it serves its purpose.
Say, what's that spaceship on free float beside it?
Check that ship out, will you, Matt?
What's that? Sorry, Steve. I dropped off.
Matt's getting to be as bad as your Lazoon, Venus.
Yes, Steve. Let's radio the space station.
XL5 to Companion 12. Come in, please.
That's strange. They don't reply.
Say, Matt, have you found out about that other rocket?
It's very old, Steve, but I can't make out the markings from here.
We'll move in closer and go to free float. There's something mighty strange going on here. Fire main retros, Robert.
Fire main retros.
They have to issue some of those orders to him so much in advance, because they have to wait for him to say it first.
have to turn off the gravity activator, Venus, or Fireball will crash into the space station.
Okay, Steve. Let's fit our magnetic soul plates.
Magnetic soul plate's on, Matt. I'm going to switch off XL5's artificial gravity.
He's dropped off again. Let's see if we can wake him up.
That's a hand and a glove.
Oh, hey, what's happening? Why, Steve must have switched off the gravity activator. This sure is undignified.
Better give him his magnetic soul plates, Venus, or he'll float about for hours. Now, come on, Matt. I want to take a look at that ship before we go across to the space station. Get the thruster packs, will you, Venus?
Okay, Steve.
Okay, ejecting now.
I love how they kick their feet when they're in space. 'Cause they need to do that.
Keep on the free float.
They didn't even mention the oxygen pills. You must think that the audience just knows that shit by now.
No sign of life aboard the other rocket. Say, Matt, look at those markings.
Yeah, Steve, they sure look fierce.
Steve, Commander Zero said XL9 had been attacked by a ship marked SS Thor. These must be it.
You're right, Venus. Let's take a look at the cabin.
I'll check the rear of the ship.
Deserted. How about the stern, Matt?
Nope, no one here either, Steve.
Okay, Matt. My guess is the occupants are inside the space station. No space cabs. Hello? Anyone here? Better get your ray gun ready, Matt. I've got an idea we're gonna need it. I guess that answers my question. Now, Professor, Venus, you keep close to me. Something tells me we walked into a trap.
Man, he sure said something.
Keep as quiet as you can.
Steve, I don't like these. I'm scared.
Now, Venus. There's nothing to be scared of. I hope.
What was that?
It is no use. You are at our mercy. Throw down your ray guns.
Better play along. There's no telling what they've got rigged up here.
Guess you're right, Steve.
Come on, let's get to the bottom of this business.
Welcome to our humble abode, Steve Zodiac. We are honored by your visit.
Pretty sure that was a hand in the glove.
Come in, come in. Surely you are not afraid. Not the famous Steve Zodiac.
Mr. Space Spy himself. I've been wanting to catch up with you.
Let's get down to business.
Well, what exactly is your business? One thing's for sure, it ain't honest.
Shut up.
Will you shut up, Lieutenant 90? XL9 is coming into touchdown.
I'm sorry, sir. I was just suggesting we alert the fire tenders.
Now, you don't need my okay for that, Lieutenant. Get on with it and sound the alarm.
Oh shit.
Space City requests emergency clearance for touchdown.
XL9, you're clear. Bring that ship down here and start thinking up some good excuses, cause, brother, you're gonna need 'em.
Wow, what the fuck? They got shot at. How the fuck is this their fault?
You got too much speed. Too much speed, XL9. Cut back. Fire retros.
She's gonna crash. They've made it, Commander.
They sure have. But they've ruined the launching pad. Why, I'd like to get my hands on the people responsible for this.
I suppose you are responsible for what happened to XL9.
We needed a new up-to-date spaceship for the headquarters of our Universe Spy organization. But my stupid husband bungled the whole thing.
But Griselda, my love, the XL9 was better equipped than our old ship.
Shut up! Always you have excuses. This time I handle it. We now have a new ship. Fireball XL5, and Dr. Venus is our assurance of this.
If you harm her, I'll...
Keep quiet, Zodiac.
You will be our hostage.
You won't get away with this.
No, sir. What about the space station crew? They are miles from here, drifting helplessly in the space cabs, and I have jammed the homing device. Now, Steve Zodiac, you will refuel Fireball XL5.
Not you two.
I'll need some help to refuel XL5.
Very well, Zodiac. But remember, any tricks, and the Doctor and Professor Matic will be finished.
Soon every enemy planet will be rushing to employ Boris and myself.
You will be stopped, with or without me, as a hostage.
Okay, refueling completed.
Good. We will return to the space station. After you, Colonel Zodiac. What are you doing, Steve Zodiac?
Your magnetic soul plates are coming off. I'll adjust them.
Hands and gloves.
You are up to no good, Steve Zodiac.
He's just
Get ahead
letting
of
him
you.
do it.
Good. They are back.
Keep moving, Zodiac.
Do you think Steve has a plan to beat these two spies, Matt?
Surprise me if he didn't, Venus. You know Steve. Are you ready, my love? What? Stop it! What has happened?
Guess your magnetic soul plates finally broke loose, Boris.
Please, Zodiac, Professor. Oh.
You two, fix his boots at once. And no tricks.
Better take your boots off, Boris.
Now get on with the work, Zodiac.
Please hurry. Being weightless makes me ill.
Will it
I love how that's not gravity works.
I hope so, Steve.
That's not how gravity
Quite
works.
an idea of yours.
Are you sure those ropes will hold you, Matt?
I hope so, Steve. Let's try anyway. Push the remote control lever.
It works, Matt.
Sure thing, Steve. Now, turn the jets off. Whoa! It could have been more gentle, Steve.
You have been working on those plates for an hour, Professor.
Yes, Griselda. You're nearly through now.
You have 5 more minutes to finish.
Or I will finish your precious Dr. Venus.
Take it easy, Griselda. We've nearly fixed the boots.
Guess we'd better hurry, Steve. She may harm Venus. Well, sir, Steve Zodiac's an hour overdue with his routine call.
What? Well, then call him. Don't just stand there twiddling your thumb. He could be in trouble.
Space City to Fireball XL5. Come in, please. Come in, XL5.
On a free float, my companion 12.
I can only get a robot giving position by a space station, sir.
Well, Lieutenant, XL5 has got to refuel, hasn't it? Rockets don't run on willpower, you know.
Yeah. Bet Steve's having a ball at the space station. The boys there sure will give him a welcome.
And you're going to have a ball supervising the repairs to XL9. And I don't want any rush job either.
It's a rush job, Steve. I sure hope it works.
Okay, Matt. You did your best in the time. I've got the remote control box. Let's go.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh! Ow! Oh!
Hang on for a couple more seconds, Boris. I'll soon have your boots on again.
Now, my fair Venus, we will go across to SS Thor while Boris takes over Fireball XL5.
I'm sorry to delay you, Griselda, my dear.
Shut up, you fool, and let's leave. And remember the air supply in here.
Of course. You will soon be finished, Zodiac. And there are no oxygen pills here. Without your breathing apparatus, you have less than 1 hour to live. Now, Steve, quick, before he leaves the station.
It hasn't worked, Matt. Nice work, Matt. You did it.
Probably gonna need to swap out for some new batteries in my Wii Remote. Only on 2 bars. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Guess I can get out of this race channel. And in a little bit, we can think about opening up another one. We waste a little bit of time. Let's see what's on sale on Steam. Oh god, it's the summer sale. Free fun this way. Oh god. How about you show me some actual free-to-play games? How about just keep showing me free games until I tell you to stop, Steam? Yo, there's RetroArch! We've gone deep enough. It's a game out there called Holy Shit. Apparently it's a clicker. Oh hey, this looks like a ripoff of Vampire Survivors. Oh, Japanese World of Tanks, holy shit. Oh, what the fuck is this game? Carambola. Help Carambola on his quest to rescue his emotional fruit people friends from the power of dark thoughts in this short, hand-drawn point-and-click puzzle adventure. Okay. Let's put this in the library. Oh, this is a fucking bizarre looking game. That's coming from someone that has a lot of bizarre looking games. I mean, does Destiny 2 really count as a best-selling game when it just, like, shows up in your fucking Steam library? Not sure that I remember actually downloading it. Same with Dota 2. I'm pretty sure I downloaded Star Wars: The Old Republic. Top-rated free-to-play games. Same as... pretty much same as top sellers. Fantastic. Ooh. Ooh. Time Thief. A tiny game. Let's just go ahead and download it without reading about it. Action-adventure game where leaving your village makes the clock tick, manage your time to stay alive, stealing seconds from creatures around its overworld with your sword. And also it is very, very pixely. This is like Princess Remedy, Hero Core, levels of pixely, which is what caught my eye. Not a fan of this page. Kinda like just get to a page where I can have more things listed at once. Oh, that's it. All the new free-to-play games on Steam. Read. Greed is a roguelite game that invites you to wield multiples weapons and unique spells as you fight unknown enemies through challenging environments. It looks pretty. How big is it? Not that big. Now the fun part. Check my wish list. Oh, Iron Fisticle. 90% off. 89 cents. I can almost afford it with my Steam wallet. Headlander is $1.99. Headlander looks like it could be a whole hell of a lot of fun. Especially for $1.99. Damn, we are getting all the good chiptune remixes of RPG music. Bulby Diamond Course. A super blatant ripoff of Kirby's Dream Course. Down to 53 cents. This is one of those situations where I could walk away with like 10 games for way less than $10. Yo, Lego Worlds is only $6. Cosmo's Cosmic Adventure, 99 cents. Major Striker, another good shmup, only 59 cents. Dishonored 2 is $6. Nice. Wow, Prototype 2 is $10. I'd have thought that'd be cheaper by now. It's 10 years old. Metro Reduxes, both $5. MGS 5 is $5. Tales of Symphonia is $5. The Surge is under $5, of course it is. Fucking sci-fi Dark Souls. I am tempted by the Disney Afternoon Collection, not gonna lie. It's 2 DuckTales games, 2 Chip and Dale games, Darkwing Duck and Tailspin, at least. I don't know what else they would have on that. Maybe Little Mermaid, but I don't know. Yo, Bubsy, $5. Awesome P. 1 and 2. With $1.24. Dead Space 3 being $5. There's just so many video games out there that I need to play. Oh my god, Gun is actually on sale. Gun is never on sale. That's awesome. I've heard good things about Gun. Yo, Stubbs the Zombie. It's also on sale. These 2 games are never on sale. That's how I know I get to the end of my list of games that are actually on sale, because I see those on the list. I don't know if I'm actually ever gonna get a PC version of Stubbs the Zombie. I have it on Xbox. It looks interesting. But it's also been long enough since I took a look at it that I don't really remember what's going on in it. Totally accurate battle simulator. Hell yeah. $6.79, not a bad price. Ion Fury is under $10. That's interesting. Because that game looks like... That game looks really cool. Modern take on the classic style of first-person shooter. There's some stuff on my wish list. It's cheap enough, I could make out like a fucking bandit. I've been scrolling through 50% off games for a hot fucking second now. There's so many. Everything is on sale, holy shit. Disaster Report 4, Summer Memories. Soon as that game comes down to like $20, I think I might just have to get it. Disaster Report is a series that deserves more people playing it. I had so much fun with Raw Danger, and I don't even know where that places in the overall series of Disaster Report. Guardians of the Galaxy. That would come down in price a little bit more. Crop Duster Supreme. Oh god. Tyranno Builder Visual Novel Studio. In case I wanted to make my own edgy VM. Gunfire Reborn, 25% off. Could be worse. Of course. I saw when this showed up. Fucking Riff Tracks the game. The guys from Mystery Science Theater 3000 fame. Their new stuff called Riff Tracks. They have a game now. Casual, board game, card game, word game, typing. Basically just you watch a bad movie and you decide which joke from a list is the best one to make at that point in time in that movie. How long is 30XX gonna be in fucking early access? Come on, man. It seemed like 20XX was in early access forever too. Don't get me wrong, I want them to get it right. Ah, finally, we've reached the end of the list of games on my wish list that are on sale. Oh, and of course the list ends with Core Keeper and Tunic. Ones that I've put on the list very recently. Keeper looks kind of interesting. It reminds me of, like, at least visually, it reminds me a lot of, like, the underground areas in Stardew Valley. Yeah, just kind of a sandbox adventure. You're in a cave. Dwarf fortress kind of thing. Of course that's mid-boss, starting up a Time Splitters 2 race. God damn, I kinda wanna watch that. I'll just go back and catch a VOD later. A hot second. Oh, it's him and Crankdot. At least. Dang, dude. Probably just not even bother racing. Just go watch this Time Splitters race. Those VLC. I've missed things in chat. Dude, Cosmo's Cosmic Adventures and all of those old Apogee computer games, I will have a soft spot in my heart forever. Those are some of the first computer games that I remember really enjoying. Yeah, that Disney Afternoon collection that I was mentioning is, I think it's just all NES Disney games. All NES Disney Capcom. I'd like to get some kind of package deal where you get the SNES and the Genesis versions of Aladdin at the same time. Sundered. I know that name. Don't know why. Ooh, $4. God damn. Oh god, and it's pretty. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Add that to the wish list at the very least. Holy shit. Steam, try as you might, but unless Final Fantasy XIV has a lot of, like, free stuff, I'm not gonna bother ever again. Anyways, be right back. Right. Let's get ready to get ready. Oh, let's not actually be Captain Novolin, though. No, no, no. Where's my hat? Fucking hat's gonna tell me to be Captain Novolin. No, wait. Where is he? No, it's not that. Although everything is fine. Office chair. Second opinion? God damn it. Third Third opinion. Fine, I'm gonna be the chair. Fourth opinion? No, okay, let's just... Really wants me to be Rude Cursor tonight. That's funny. We're gonna go with the office chair. Let's go with the classic colors. I think this is classic colors. Classic Samus colors, anyways. Alright. Get IRC focused on again. Oh yeah, these look like classic Samus colors. Not necessarily classic colors on everything else. Alright. Let's get Dot ready. All the good locks and have funds. Fun have, luck good. Same to you, Firebat. Same to Overflow. Oh yeah. We are not necessarily in a rush, so take your time. Ooh. Sometimes it can help. Here we go. Good luck. Have fun. 3, 2, 1, go! Hello, office chair. Oh, come on. $42.89. God damn, fire that. Jeez. Oh, hey. Speaking of 30XX, we're getting some music from it. Nice. The first time I laid eyes on 20XX, absolutely loved what I was seeing. I mean, it could have been a single-player game, and I still would have really liked it. But to find out it's a multiplayer game? Oh god. And I'm pretty sure it has remote play? So, it just keeps getting better. That's something I should also probably look up in the Steam sale, is I should look up games by the remote play together functionality. Yeah. 20XX is... It is very, very Mega Man X. But at the same time, legally distinct and different enough to avoid any and all litigious activity. And they do treat it more like a roguelite. Or like the order of the stages that you get is, I think, random every time. You get some random power-ups at the end of the levels. It's very Mega Man X in its gameplay. It's been way too long since I played 20XX. And I'm gonna get 30XX at some point, just in principle. It's kind of funny because, on the contrary, look at another game that's kind of similar in the same genre, in like Mighty Number 9, and I'm not even gonna bother with that game. I have not heard very many good things about it, if any. Which is a darn shame. Oh yeah, the controls in the X games, I'm sure it takes some getting used to, especially if you're used to playing Super Metroid. And there's a lot of things in X2 that are not easy to control. And I'm going to feel kind of foolish if I'm wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure X2 is the one that has the flame dash. And that's the thing that I could never wrap my head around anytime I ever played. Oh, you're thinking of Mighty Number 9? Yeah. It's fine also. Can't personally speak to it, it's just I've heard lots of complaints and not a lot of compliments. There you go, chair. Oh, there you don't go. And on one hand, I love it when Cave Story music comes up, even if I have to request it. But it just constantly brings me back to the fact that I still haven't beaten Cave Story. That really seems like a game I should have beaten long ago. Hey dude, my chair is the exact same. But this one hasn't broken under the pressure of everything I've put it through, so... I mean, there are the wheels that pop out, but I don't really move this chair a whole lot. Come to think of it, I need to double check my SD card on my Wii here, because I'm pretty sure I've got the, like the WiiWare version of Cave Story. I mean, I have pretty much everything from WiiWare. Everything that looked interesting to me. It's a good thing, because I don't know if the website that I got any of this shit from is still around. There were a couple of things on here that I actually did buy back in the day, but that's no longer an option. Now it's about to be me loading shit up on my 3DS as soon as that shop goes down, if it hasn't already. That's the day I decide to jailbreak my 3DS. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have so much good shit on it. I don't think I'd be able to get a lot of those Super Nintendo games working on it, because it's not a new 3DS. It's just a 3DS. Was it a 3DS XL or whatever? Slightly bigger 3DS. I don't fucking remember, and it's in the other room, so... it's gonna have to wait. fucking got him again. Oh, thank God. Didn't fill up on supers this time, but oh my God, we got him both times tonight. That feels so fucking refreshing. Didn't even need Morph Ball there. Let's get out of here before they realize. Wow. Aw, yeah. I believe I've mentioned this on stream before, but I actually did go out and purchase myself a copy of Top Gear 2 in Super Nintendo, specifically for this song. I mean, it was only like $2 for the cart. And I'm sure there's other songs in the game that are pretty good as well. But yeah. Liking a piece of in-game music so much that you're willing to spend $2 or $3 on a cart of it. Not bad. There are worse things. That sucks. Didn't see that I shot one on the way up. Until it was already out. Well. Means I'm extra dumb for not using regular missiles on the pink door, but whatever, we got a super back. Sonic Red. That's right, because Sonic Red is Knuckles. Kind of like Green Mario. No, that's a bad jump. That's also a bad jump. Not used to this. There we go. Good old racing music, man. Found that out real quick on here. The two genres of video game that seem to have the best chiptunes on this channel are racing games, space shooters. Just like consistently. If you see either racing or space shooting going on in the thumbnail of any of these songs, then you know chances are it's going to be some good stuff. It's the one of the reasons why I like the game channel as well as the chiptune channel. Oh yeah, Too Many Cooks is on here as well. That's right. there's just some stuff on Game Channel that isn't chippy enough to be on Chiptune. That's why in the past, when I've had issues with Rainwave not connecting or whatever, I've gone over to noliferadio.com. They don't have channels like based off of the style of the musical collection. It's just like every kind of game music thrown together. Chiptunes, orchestral pieces, MIDI quality stuff, you know, good shit. Is that gonna be a good jump? No. Bonk the save station and fall flat on my face. Oh, get out of the soup. Spicy gulag. Just get in there. And I missed the jump because I'm stupid, but I caught myself. Nice. Wah. Okay. What kind of crabs are we gonna get? Yo, we got best crabs. Nice. Coming back to this restaurant. Let's go. Fucking slow boy. Should be good. Oh, come on. Fucking frames early. One of you fireballs hit something, please. Didn't have power bombs equipped. Yeah. Kinda gotten away from me a little bit. Got away from me a bit more than I thought. Well, he's dead now, so that's fine. Didn't need. Oh, it's on ice. I'm trying to remember if it was on one of my laptops that I had or if it was on this computer that I had issues with Dark Void Zero, where this music is from. I think it was on my laptop, and I was having a really hard time understanding why a game like Dark Void Zero was having problems running on my laptop. May have to give it another shot on some higher-end hardware here. Because I remember it looked interesting. Looked more interesting to me than Dark Void did. I thought I was way too high for that. Let's go. We fucking got him. Gonna need some more health for this spike room, though. Gonna need to turn Ice Beam back on at some point as well. Why don't we just go ahead and do that now? Since I'm kinda dumb. Good joke. Oh god. Can never tell how high I'm supposed to be in that room. And purple chair. A very purple room to get purple chair as well. Let's not be foolish. Get a little bit of energy back. God damn it. He jumped and everything. That second down press didn't take. Oh, well. Wow. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Kinda wanted a power bomb drop there, but whatever, it's fine. Got a cheeky power bomb drop from the crab. It really was fine. It's fine! I keep having those moments when watching other people's streams. This seems like it's fine is just such a commonly heard thing here on Twitch. little bit early. Okay. Fucking Spaghetti Dragon here is just taunting me. I know, man. I really wish !fine was just a regular thing on Twitch. I wish most of my commands were just global Twitch commands. I wish everybody had squid slots. I mean, even if it's not squid slots, I'd be fine if everybody had, like, dog slots. You know, one of the easier ones. Slogan would also be another good one. Need to see if I can get Mad Libs working with Spacer Crab. That would end up in the gutter so quickly, though. Like, Slogan doesn't end up in the gutter every once in a while. But that's fine, because it's funny. You see, that's the cool thing. At least a lot of people have, like, some variation of slots. That's why I was into the idea of getting stream avatars on Steam. I do enjoy the idea of stream viewers having something to do while they watch the stream. Just adds another level of interactivity. Fucking Leorin had the best one. It was just like an RPG in his chat. That's handy, Harry. Stick it into your mom. Oh god. See? Slogans like this are gonna be the death of us one of these days. Also like that it's your mom. Come on, office chair. Still got a ways to go. Can't just start shipping it in right now. Phoning it in. There we go. Shipping it in doesn't make as much sense in that context. Punk. Let's go. Oh, nice. Hole in one. Let's fucking go. I'm on the elevator. Down in the ball. Nice. Be the bounce. Get in the door and get off the face buttons. Cool. Also cool. Where the fuck are all my supers? Fuck! Away from this one little guy that's kicking my ass. Cool, thanks, wall jump. Nice. Got the big K-Go. Are you dead? Oh, pick me up right, you idiot. Alright. Get the hell out of here. Nope. Fuck! Spin jump, Samus! Jesus fucking Christ! All of that could have been avoided with a single spin jump from the very fucking beginning. You dumb chair. Cool. Finish this out. And Firebat taken first with a 48-43 BG. Not quite the same pace that I was on earlier, but I'm kind of close. Goddamn, Ninja Gaiden as a series had some of the best music on the NES. Stage 2, Act 2 from Ninja Gaiden 2, easily one of the best NES chiptune songs on the entire system. The series itself just loaded with amazing tracks. Where are my drops, guys? I'm still good, but it always frustrates me when I don't get drops from the Metroids. God fucking damn it. I just wish she would consistently spin jump. Alright, whatever. We're in there now. Facing the wrong way. Cool snipe. Good glad it didn't come back to haunt me. Whoops. Let's go ahead and get screw attack back on. Get up. Get up. Get up! Fucking bitch, get up! Oh, I was too late on the wiggle cancel. Ah, there we go. Please stop throwing up onions all over my baby. $56.28. Could be some manner of mid to high 58. So I will take it. And there were a couple shots that were just straight up over her head that still ended up hitting her. Not complaining, I'm just... calls it like I sees it. A lot of sevens. Damn. Nah, I'm just gonna eat your lasers. What are you gonna do about it? Fuck. That's bad. Oh god, that's fucking embarrassing. I should be getting on the ship about now. Instead I bonked my big dumb head. Ah, shit. Well, it's probably going to be a 59 something. Get in. Oh, no, 58-51. Boom. I'll take it. GG. Good. Have some better looking times to look at for an entire week now. That's rude as hell. Like, no, there was something in front of my eye. You couldn't hit it. Well, another shiny silver medal. Retained in a way that I don't really like getting them. I'll take it. Oh, man. What a night for video games. Got some okay runs. Super Metroid. And I finally brought myself to finishing up Moon. Glad I did that. And once again, if I ever figure out which single monster I am missing in Moon, then I will come back to it and see if the 100% monster ending is any different. Probably won't be, except for seeing the one extra guy hanging out on the moon. My assumption is I would need to do stuff to get even more love rating if I want to affect the ending, I believe. But I don't know. I don't know if Moon has more than one good ending. I already got one of them. Maybe I shouldn't press my luck. Means the only game I still have ongoing is Chicory, I think. Air Force! Yeah, because I think the only other one I had going simultaneously was Jurassic World. I finished that up. But yeah, I think I would like to finish up with Chicory at some point this week, but we'll see if that actually happens. Also, since Punk had other stuff going on this week, I might be back later, sometime in the middle of the week, with something to do with him. No idea what. Whether it's just more Link to the Past, or I talk him into doing something else silly. But either way, what's really important is that we did it. And this week, we did it. My goodness. Good times and everything this week. I'll take it. And that is going to wrap things up for me tonight. Big thanks, of course, to Insane Firebat, everyone else from the SRL races. We will be back next week. More races, more Super Metroid related fun. Might even be doing stuff in the meantime and in between time. Until then, thanks for stopping by, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching. Thanks again for the races. I'll catch you next time. See ya!